playground analogy, and I get asked about this one no matter where I go. That whole idea that we're in playground A, and we really like being in playground A because that's when things are comfortable, we've got friends around us, we're normal, we're doing what everybody should do, we feel like we're following our life plan, everything's coming together, and then something happens and we get tossed over to playground B. Might be a chronic illness, might be an injury, might be a death, it might be a disability. It might be that you grew a tail. Who knows? Something happened to put you over in playground B. And that's when the fight begins. Because all you want is to get back into playground A. And that yearning, that fire, I just want it to go back to the way that it was supposed to be. So we look over the fence into playground A. We hope that someone will open the gate and let us back in. But the weird thing is, even if we end up back in playground A, we look around and we feel like we're all, it's weird. We're all by ourselves there. And that's what I was hearing from people. We go to family functions. I no longer belong there. I go out with my friends. I don't even know what to talk about with them because it's not even the same anymore. And that's what's happened, is you've ended up in playground B. The adjustment comes to saying, I'm okay with playground B. And as we start to look around, we realize that other people are in playground B too. And the really cool part is actually playground B is where all those cliches come from. That we think when we're in playground A, we all roll our eyes at and say, oh yeah, what does that mean? All of a sudden in playground B, we're thinking, whoa, that quote was deep. And what am I gonna do with that? But how do we get comfortable in playground B becomes the discussion. How do we know that we're not by ourselves in playground B? Conferences like this help to nail us to it. So what's in that space of playground B? Initially, worries, concerns, there's shame, vulnerability. There can also be love, happiness, joy, and play. But what happens is, when we first initially go there, we spend a lot of our time shutting down those first parts because it's not comfortable to feel this is the life that I have now. It's not what I thought it was going to be. So we try and shut that away. But what happens when we shut that away is we actually shut down the love, happiness, and joy because it's a balance. So I always say, what is the way through it? It's the way through it. You have to feel that shame, vulnerability to also gain back that joy and happiness and hugging the life that you have now. And I've heard so body that hurts, and it is your body that's broken. And you need to fight that fight. But you also need a space to discover all of what you're becoming because it's much different than you ever thought it was. If you had everybody on your care team right now give you all of the answers for your body, you're still going to have that body. You're still going to be somebody different than you were when you started the journey. There are still things that you have to say goodbye to. And yet, through all of that, in that space where you can start to unwrap those layers, that's what allows you to fully live. You can give and receive, and then you can develop some hope in that space that tomorrow can come, and you will be able to make it another day. You start looking around and seeing the other people in playground B, and that's who you phone on those days where you say, I can't do this, and the other person says on the other end of the line, I get you, sister. Let's do this together.